Mike McCool. I'm in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me this morning is Leslie Mathews. Leslie is the candidate for the Board of Supervisors in the South River District. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that is correct.
That's correct. I seen you in the parade on Saturday at the Festival of Leaves Parade. You look like you were enjoying yourself.
I sure was. And the children that I had with me, it was two of my granddaughters and some of the kids that I teach at church. We had a blast. The kids loved it. My boss's children even joined with me. And the kids loved handing out my stickers and lollipops.
Yeah.
And it was just great to see people and go, just interact with them.
Good,
It was a
good.
fun event, yes.
Well, it looks like the parade was mostly political candidates.
Yeah, that's a big thing here this
Well,
year.
it is. It's a big thing in an election year. Well, Leslie, we want to talk to all the candidates as we approach the election day on November 5th. That one of the things that really is important, I think, for people to know is why you want to be on the Board of Supervisors.
I want to be the South River District representative because I sincerely care about this county. I care about the folks in South River as well as all the people in this county. And regardless whether I sit just in the South River seat, I will represent everyone by every decision I make. Everything that I go to do, I will always keep everyone in my mind and what's best for everyone. I just sincerely want to stand up and do what's right for all people. I want to see a good change here that will benefit everyone.
Change has been on the mind of a lot of people here lately, and I think it's good that the community has come together, at least to the point is, whoa, something's going on here, and we're not happy about it.
No, absolutely
and
not.
it's coming at election time, so I think that's brought out quite a few people because there's three individuals running in South River,
Yes.
where the last election Miss Glavis kind of had it run by default, because no one else would step forward. And I really, I think she said, "Wait a minute, I really don't want to run again, but come on, somebody please run," and no one did, and then here it is 4 years later. Now we have three people running, and maybe we could even add more if the election was just held a little later. I'm sure.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't recall in the last term hearing that she was going to expire, but that's okay,
Yeah. But
But anyway, it's just good. I'm glad that we have several candidates. It gives the people good options, and they can look at us thoroughly because, hey, this is a big, a big local election.
Sure.
That is going to be very meaningful, and hopefully the people look at every one of us and then they make the best choice, and I believe that is me. So
Well, things that people ask, we've taught these interviews, and some of the comments they were made was, well, what is she going to do if she's elected?
okay.
I mean, what makes you different than the other candidates, or what do you feel is the most important thing that needs to happen, say, in the first 90 days or even over the period of 4 years? But, what are you going to do to make this change?
I intend to get in and work immediately with the others who will be elected or who's going to remain in there. I'm not sure how this is all going to turn out. But I would really like to look at the contracts that are intact right now, the deadlines on these contracts, and meaning positions in our county, and take this very seriously, because there needs to be absolutely serious considerations on these positions in our county, whether we're going to keep people or whether we're going to have to replace people. That's one of my
One of the changes.
main goals. Also, as I've been running in this campaign, that I have expressed concern in regards to our budget, which, yes, that's a major concern because we've had 6 years of increase, and I think that's absolutely ridiculous, especially when I don't see the service being provided for the people. And I am very concerned for some people in our county who are very much so struggling, financially struggling, and these are hardworking people. And it's not that they're slacking and not paying what they owe or anything like that. They're being hit hard every year. And it's getting tougher and tougher for them to hang on to what they do have. And I don't like that. I don't like seeing that, especially when I know people are doing their very best.
In the South River District, it's a lot of agricultural activities there, and our small farmers are taking a really hit countrywide.
Yes.
And I'd hate to see everything, and as you know, being from that area, a lot of these farms have been bought, sold, subdivided, and
Yes.
houses built on them.
Absolutely.
The small farm is disappearing.
Yeah, they are. And we'd like to keep as many as we could. We really do. I like the rural area. I think if they do sell these farms off, because it's not my choice, I don't own a farm, it's these families, but they come to having to face decisions too on what they have to do.
Sure.
If they do end up selling them off, I hope it's in larger tracts rather than, putting people right on top of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, people don't like that.
No.
When people move to the country, they want to be in the country.
Yes. And we
Well-
want to keep it. People that have been here, we want to keep it. So.
Well, then you get the saying that once people move in, then they don't want anybody else to move in.
Okay,
some
well,
of
that's
those.
good. Then they're welcome. They can come.
All right. So that's one thing you're interested in changing. You're primarily, we only have several contract employees. We have our county administrator.
Right.
We have the clerk, probably and the attorney. And so they're going through a process now of hiring an attorney or at least a law firm while things happen. And so we want to do that. What other changes do you think? What about the EDA? What's your thinking? I mean, that's a hot topic.
That's a big hot topic. I've expressed my disgust with this entire thing. So I don't know how much more I could put out of how disgusted I am on how this whole thing has been handled. The oversight of it all is just, I can't even comprehend how people could just overlook this like they have and get our whole county messed up like this. I really don't know the full answers other than that I am a hard worker, I am very diligent, and I will seek out answers to the best that I can do when I get into that seat. I want to know truth. I want to bring truth out to people. I think our county deserves to know exacts of what's taken place. I don't like this hiding of things. So that's pretty much where I stand. I just have to get in and be able to know the facts and dig it out.
So you sound like you're for transparency in
Oh,
government.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
I think that's the movement at the moment is transparency in our government, starting at the top all the way to the bottom.
Yes. Yep.
That's what seems like is moving people along is this transparency, and they're just getting, I'm tired of it. I'm not going to take it anymore.
Absolutely.
So
I've heard that time and time again. So that's why my slogan is together we can get Warren County back on track, because as I've stated to the folks that I go out and I visit with them and I just pass by in town and talk to people, I said, guys, I need you. I need you because I can't do this alone, but I'm willing to be a good representative and hear you, work hard for you, but I need you as well. You've got to keep coming along with me, and we got to do this together.
Yeah, it takes community involvement, and it's good to see. We've had some people have been a little zealous, maybe, but I think people are at least involved more so now than we've seen in the past 7 or 8 or 10 years. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think things will get better the more we have are involved in it. Things will get better.
I
It
do
takes
too.
people to come out and run for these offices, and it's a lot of work. I mean, people don't
Absolutely.
realize, even the people that are now, they're there now. They're not bad people. They're doing the best they can for the information they have.
Right.
So we're wondering, how much information they've been given.
Yeah.
And so we don't know the whole story because we're on the other side.
Yeah.
And it'll be different when you sit on the other side. All of a sudden, I've seen people, I'm against this, I'm against this. They get elected, now they become the other people, So
Well, I can assure you, Mr. McCool, no one can buy me. I want all people to know that. I am not for sale. No one can buy me. I am all for truth, and I will stay like that. I have a high level of integrity, and I stand on that. And I will stand for the people.
even if you get beat up a little
Even
bit.
Even if I get beat up. I told people yesterday, I said,
And we don't mean that physically. We mean-
exactly. Hey, I do not fear accountability. I do not fear man. and I'll just be straight out. I fear God. I trust Him. I trust His leading, and to do what's good and right. And I have all intentions, and believe me, I want people to hold me accountable. Hold my feet to the fire.
Right.
You keep me where I need to be, and I will do what I need to do, without a doubt.
Anything else in the campaign you've been doing, or you want to tell us about?
Well, actually, it's been a great learning experience. This is my first time ever to run in any political office.
You took a big bite. I mean, the Board of Supervisors is a big bite.
It sure is, and it's been a challenge. I made a decision back in February, it was, and started getting signatures for my petition to be on the ballot. So, it's been going on. I told my husband it'll be close to a year. We're excited about November 5th, believe me.
Yes, it'll be here before we know it.
And I will not slack off until I hit that victory line. Will not. So it's been tiring. I'll say it's been tiring, but it's been a worthwhile race. And I do have two good competitors, and which I'm very thankful that they cared enough to step up. But what I've learned is just by speaking with people, meeting them for the first time, but a lot I do know, is they share their concerns with me, and I do care. I care about them personally, whether I know them personally or whether I do not. I care about their concerns, and for some, I'm just going to share that it really hit me on the heart, because this one lady said to me, and her husband are not at an age level to even retire. And I would say maybe just a few years older than myself. And
well, they must be young.
But anyway.
You see how I say the right words.
Well, they have quite a few years before they can retire. But this lady expressed to me, she said, Leslie, we have had to pull money from my husband's retirement in order to pay our taxes to keep what we have. And they're living in what was inherited. And they're working 3 jobs together, okay, just to keep what they have. And I'm like, this is not right. This is totally not right, because the people, what I'm seeing is the people who are doing well here in Warren County, which that's good. I'm glad for them, but they're not seeing outside of their own box that there's people out here that are truly hurting in this county. And what's going to happen to this family when they're pulling from their retirement funds now, when the time hits when they do retire? How are they going to keep up then if the ball keeps rolling in Warren County like it's doing? I just don't find that that's fair, and I don't find that's even right. So I have a major concern on getting into this budget and picking this thing apart. And yes, all the department heads, Leslie Mathews is coming. I will be respectful, but I want justification for all the expenses that are taking place in this county.
I think we go back to a zero-based budget.
Yes.
You start at zero every year.
Let's start at zero and tell me why you need this. Tell me why you need this many people. I'm not a hard person to work with. I just want facts, because I am thinking of the people who are out here paying and paying and paying.
Well, you mentioned about these people that you're talking to in South River. Mm-hmm. It's completely different in South River than North River or the town part of the county. Mm-hmm. It's really rural.
Yes.
And of course, we have a lot of people that has moved in from the city. We call them city folk, down the country.
Yeah.
They've come in from down the country, right? Mm-hmm. But and they're acclimating to it. And I think they come there because they want that rural lifestyle.
South River is the most beautiful spot in this county. I mean,
they have all the beauty spots.
We do. We have the mountains. We have the river. We have the farms.
Parks.
We got the state park.
Everybody goes on a drive. They go down Browntown Road, don't they?
I love it. I'm blessed to live there. Yes.
Well, it is great. It's great. Well, Leslie, I appreciate everything you're doing, and people that come in to vote and come in to run. But we'll keep in touch maybe a couple more times before the election. Okay. And I really, again, thank you for coming in.
Okay, and could I just say one more thing?
Sure, one more thing.
I would just like to encourage all of the voters out there in Warren County, if you have any other questions for me or you want to meet up with me, I do have a Facebook. It is Leslie Mathews for South River. You can contact me through there. The phone number is also listed. I'm always available, and I hope that you will consider me on November 5th.
Thank you, Leslie. November 5th is not that far away. On Tuesday, tomorrow, the 15th, that's the last day that you can register to vote for this election. So if you're thinking about voting and you're not registered, please do so. Contact the voter registrar's office here in Front Royal or the DMV. But it's October 15th is the deadline for that. Yeah. But if you're not going to be in town on the 5th of November, you can vote early and you can get an absentee ballot. So there's no excuse not to vote this year. So it's important. It's going to be a tight race. South River has 3 candidates. The sheriff has 4 candidates. That means the votes are going to be close. I mean, we're going to be splitting a lot of votes, and just your vote will count. Your vote will definitely count in this election. So please make sure that you are scheduled to vote on November 5th. All right? Thanks again, Leslie.
Thank you.